Hi everyone, Miki Jacobs here. Welcome to Angel Chat. Long time no see. I'm sorry it took some time to record a new topic. Have been super busy, kind of was out of town a lot, and unfortunately the taping was moved to a second priority. But I'm here and I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy today's topic and the information would help you grow, of course. So I thought we're going to talk about assisted suicide because in my work I come across sometimes people that unfortunately very much suffer with terminally illnesses and just absolutely cannot take planet Earth anymore, life anymore, and their ego, if you will, that did not push them to a point where they just want to kill themselves in the normal suicide, if you will, but rather they do not see any more hope and they just decide as to whether it is family member helping them or they help themselves to simply cut their life short. So I get a lot of the question if that's okay, again, from the perspective of the soul, of spirituality, which what we are doing here, to express that aspect of assisted suicide. So there is kind of different answers to that. It's not a yes or a no. Is it good or is it not good? Obviously, as if with many topics in spirituality. Obviously, it's important to remember that we do have free will on planet Earth, meaning that the decision, the bottom line, the action, the decision, it is up to us to make in our own life, and we have to take responsibility for those decisions. And we grow through those decisions. Obviously, if we decide right, we hopefully contribute to our growth. If we decide wrong, if you will, then we learn from it and try not to repeat mistakes. So if we decide to cut our life short, that indeed belongs to the free will, to what it is we want to do with our life. So, of course, if someone want to cut their life short because there is no more hope as to the continuation of life on planet Earth, this is not something the family would be happy about. Obviously, we want our loved one here with us until the last minute. But nonetheless, in spirituality, it's always remember to understand that we are responsible for our own life. Free will, the horses are playing. Free will is something that is part of who we are here on a journey on planet Earth, and no matter what it is that we decide, good or not good, it is there for us to practice, to apply, to use our free will. So if you happen to have an opinion about assisted suicide, if unfortunately you perhaps going to go in your life through a loved one, a friend, family member that would want the medical system or family to help them cross over faster than the illness would be, then remember that as long as they are coherent, as long as there indeed no hope, meaning the illness took over the body and there is no any other way around it, it is indeed their decision. And part of being spiritual is to respect other people's decision, no matter what it is. And we're not just talking about this big, huge topic, such as if someone want to take their life earlier than it's appeared to be, but also any decision, even decision of adult kids, of partners, any decision that the person think that is what good and best for them, then it's something that in spirituality obviously belong to the labeling of non-judgmental, of understanding, of realize that we each here to practice free will, and we do not and should not interfere on someone else's decision, specifically in the assisted suicide. If someone suffer and they had enough in any way, shape or form, then obviously it's not for us to keep them here just because we do not want to let them go. So in that case, yes, assisted suicide is okay to do, as far as spirits is concerned, as far as our journey on planet Earth. Having said that, obviously, if it's someone that you love, if it's someone that's close to you, you can express your opinion, like with any topic, with anyone on planet Earth, someone you know, or someone, or a stranger. You express what it is you feel, you tell your opinion, you tell your advice, in specifically as to assisted suicide, if it's someone's spouse or someone that you love. You express that you would like them to stay here longer, but you also, for the sake of love, for the sake of non-judgmental, for the sake of the concept of free will, of that person's life is certainly not your life, then you want to express that you will support. And if they cannot handle planet Earth anymore, then that is okay, obviously, to do it in a humane way, according to the law. Obviously, there are different states of different law. Whatever you need to do to help grant your loved one wish. So assisted suicide is okay from the perspective of here life, because this is their life, not yours, no matter how painful it is. Obviously, if God forbid is a child or someone that you need to take responsibility for, whether they're incapable of doing it because of mental state, whether it is coming from a place of not coherent, not clear decision, then obviously we're talking about different ways, and this is something that you do want to get involved, and of course keep the person as comfortable, pain-free as much as possible. Unfortunately, in my work, I see a lot of people that pain medication do not help at the end. The illness is very, very nasty and cause very, very miserable way of life. And assisted suicide, meaning the people that tell me I'm kind of done, I do not want to be here anymore, then no matter how hard it is for the people around them, it's important to understand. Now, there's always the aspect of the soul. As you know, I always talk about the topic as to what we think of it on planet Earth, meaning our mind, if things are right, not right, but there's always the perspective of the soul. And as far as the soul is concerned, even dying is growing, because you do not know if in the dying process, the illness process, what it is the soul is learning, what it is the soul is teaching other souls, the family, the friend, the medical industry. Remember, I think we spoke before about illness, and that illnesses, indeed, most time illnesses are pre-designed by our soul. Illnesses is a very much good accelerated potential growth for the soul on planet Earth, because through illnesses we can learn a lot. We can learn priority, we can be open to spirituality, we can be open to be connected to spirit. We can also teach others around us through our illnesses, for other people priority. Illnesses also is a way in which for us to balance karma, to pay back any negative karma that the personality accumulated in previous lives. Remember, karma to adjust, to balance the energy of the soul in order to continue to move, to continue to grow. So illness is very important throughout the illness, and unfortunately even towards the end. So obviously the information here is for someone that's thinking about an assisted suicide, or someone you know, again, that sometimes even the end, you never know what it is the soul supposed to learn. You never know what it is the soul supposed to teach others. And although physically, mentally, emotionally, sometimes human being can indeed come to a point where they cannot take it anymore. There is always the perspective of the soul. And as far as the soul is concerned, it's not over until it's over, which is precisely what it is I channel from spirit sometimes. That specifically towards the end, towards the last few days, towards the last month, when the person was dying, there was a lot of growth to be done to the soul. Now, from our perspective here, when we see the person dying, of course, the last thing you want to think about is that what the soul is growing. But then, teaching such as myself about the perspective of the soul is important for me to bring it into the account, to teach that there is always the perspective of growth, because that is all what it is about. Illness, whether it is its pre-design or whether it is we cause the illness by not taking care of the physical body through stress, through food, through whatever happened through the life, and we can cause the illness to ourselves. Either way, the discovery of the illness, the going through the illness, and unfortunately if it's something that is unable to cure, then towards the end, the dying process is also provide great amount of growth for the soul that experienced the illness, the process of dying, as well as all the people around. And the medical industry as well, a lot of souls coming through and reading, expressing or rather channeling through me that their illnesses brought awareness to specific illness, to specific treatment, to specific medication that might help other human beings on planet Earth. So you see, everything have the perspective of us here on planet Earth, that we have to give the human being the opportunity to decide what they think is best for them, specifically when it's come to suffering, where the end is inevitable, meaning eventually they will die. So you just have to, see if it's something that you want to get involved with, see if it's something that you and the person that wishes to cut their life short, try everything else. If there is really indeed no more help, then the best thing to do is help them to wish what they want to do. But from the perspective of the soul, if hopefully the person is spiritual enough, if you spiritual enough, where it's come to, you feel comfortable to talk about the perspective of growth through the process of dying, which a lot of people do that. A lot of people are open to the concept of there is always a perspective of use that as opportunity for growth. So if you feel that you can talk to a person about it, then do so, because you never know their reaction. Specifically more towards the end of life, when a person is dying, the fear tends to go away because the channel to spirits open. We have extra additional spirits that help us, departed loved one that we lost, more angels, and so in general the ego, the mind towards the end tend to soften up. So perhaps instead of cutting their life short, you can bring forward the concept of you teaching us what it is to be brave, how it is to be able to handle life with dignity and so forth. So I think I cover everything. I hope so. I always remember something I forgot when I'm already home. But I hope that that kind of help you. I found that topic to be interesting, and I hope that you're never going to need that information in your own life or the life of someone you love. Nonetheless, if you do, you have that information, and it's always also a good idea to add more knowledge, more spiritual knowledge to your life here on planet Earth. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic week, since it is Monday today, and be well. Take care. Bye.